Hi everyone and welcome, and in today's video I'm going to show you all how to make Fuecoco, the new fire starter from the upcoming Pokémon Scarlet and Violet. He's a little easier to make than Sprigatito, so on that note, let's get felting. So we'll start with a polystyrene egg for the base as usual and cover it in core wool. We need to felt the core wool into an egg shape with a flat top. Using a multi-needle tool will help make this process a lot quicker. For the tails, twist a short amount of core wool into a cone shape. Keep one end pointed but keep the other end unfelted. Felt the tail onto the back of your croc. Use some pins to hold it into position to stop the tail from moving around whilst you felt. Make sure the top part is nice and flat. Add more core wool around the base of the tail if it needs thickening up a bit. You should now have a base that looks something a bit like a ghost, with a flat head. For the snout, take a piece of core wool and felt it into a flat disc shape. For the top of the head, take a ball of core wool and felt it so it looks a bit like a peach. Felt the top of the head onto the back of the snout. Add more core wool to blend the head and the snout together. Now we'll attach the head to the body by using some core wool. Place the core wool onto the back of the body and felt it in. Add some more core wool to the sides as well. So that's the main base of Croc ready. We'll just make him some legs before we colour him in. Take 2 balls of core wool and felt them into thimble-like shapes. Attach these to the sides of Croc and felt them into place. So that's the main base complete. We can now add some colouring to him. Add thin layers of coloured wool to the main base. Keeping the wool thin will make sure that it's nice and smooth. Try to keep the edges around the mouth straight. Wrap coloured wool around each leg and then tuck it in. Use some cream coloured wool for the face. Even though it's the same colour as the core wool, this will make the face nice and smooth. To give the face a little more shape, add some cream wool around the cheek areas. Then add some cream wool around the belly and underneath of the tail. You can tuck the cream wool underneath the legs if it's a bit long around the middle. For some reason, Croc's design reminds me of the Puka enemies from Dig Dug. For the eyes, felt onto the face 2 black oval shapes. On the bottom of each eye, I've added some dark grey wool for shading, but skip this part if it's too fiddly. Now make some tiny white ovals for the pupil on each eye. For Croc's nostrils, felt on 2 bits of black wool and felt them into triangles. For the toenails, take some dark grey wool and felt them into small sausage shapes. Felt one end of the sausage flat and felt onto the bottom of the leg. You'll need 4 of these toenails altogether. So your Croc should look something like this. We'll now add on some more details. Take a yellow strip of wool and felt it into a flat square shape. It should look like a thin slice of cheese. Felt the cheese on top of the belly. Felt mainly around the edges, as this will keep the shape nice and smooth. Felt another cheese slice to place on top of Croc's tail. As of time of recording, we still don't know what the back of Fuecoco looks like, so we'll just leave it as it is for now. Take a thin piece of pink wool and felt it into a tongue shape. Felt around the edges to keep it smooth, keep the back unfelted. Place the tongue into his mouth and felt into place. For the roof of the mouth, I've felted some dark purple into another tongue shape. Felt this piece onto the underneath of his snout. Felt on a long thin piece of the purple wool and felt it around the pink tongue. Now we need to do some dentistry work. Felt a white piece of wool into a triangle shape. Keep one side of the triangle unfelted. Place the unfelted side onto the top of the mouth and felt into place. We now need 2 more triangles, but these are smaller. This is quite fiddly, so mind your fingers. And those sharp teeth are a reminder of why you should never smile at a crocodile. For Croc's arms, felt 2 flat oval shapes. I don't seem to have recorded this next bit, but take a small pair of sharp scissors and cut 2 triangles into one end of the oval for the fingers. Gently poke a needle around the fingers, give them a little more shape. Decide where to position the arms and felt them onto the body. Alternatively, you could felt Croc's arms so he's giving a little wave. I've felted them straight onto the body just to save time. So now for the hair, or scales, on top of his head, we need to felt them into chip shapes, or if you prefer French fries or fries, since I'm from the UK we're sticking with chips.
You keep nasty chips.
We need 1 long chip and 1 small chip. On the end of each chip, felt on a darker shade of yellow. Position the long chip on the front of the head and the shorter one on the back. Felt a little bit of red wool around the base of each chip if they keep flopping over. This will help them to stand up straight. Tidy him up a bit if he needs it, and now you're finally finished with your Croc. So at the time of recording, we still don't know if Fuecoco will have a secondary element when it evolves. So just enough time for a quick game of Guess the Element. I think fire and fighting. Haha, just joking. I think one of the earth-based elements, so either rock or ground. But I'm really wishing that he ends up being a dragon type. Sorry Charizard, you'll always be one of my favourite dragons even if you're not a dragon type. So we'll leave it there with the usual please like and subscribe. If you want to see me make any other Pokemon, please make a suggestion in the comments. I've not got any plans to make a video for the new water starter Quaxley. However, please say if you would like to see a video of him being made. Otherwise, I'll see everybody next time.